Well, hello there. Welcome back to the show. For those that are returning and those tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. My name is Mark, and I'm going to be covering my journey doing the Master Cleanser Fast. So this is day 4. I'm looking to do 20 days, so I'm going to be breaking it on the harvest moon. That's the plan. So just kind of, if you're first time watching this, I'll just give you a recap of what the fast is. It's a fast that was developed by a gentleman named Stanley Burroughs back in the 1940s. And it consists of real maple syrup. So I've got some of this Maple Valley maple syrup. I use a 32 ounce, it's like a hiking water container. The book has you use like a 10 ounce glass and you do a mixture and then you drink around 10 of those a day. So I figure if I do this way, then I'm getting all that. And it's just easier to do 3 of these and make it up each time throughout the day. And then you put a little cayenne pepper in there and you mix it up with filtered water. So that's what I drink during the day. I don't eat any other food. Strictly doing this liquid diet the whole time. And then I do a saltwater flush in the morning with the sea salt, uniodized, in the same container. And what that does is it flushes out your intestines, your stomach, basically from the top down, kind of an enema from the top down, which is really good because at night I'm drinking laxative tea, known as Smooth Move. And then last but not least is the lemon, which is the really powerful part of this fast. So the lemon, the maple syrup, the cayenne pepper, the filtered water in the container. And each of these 3 ingredients has a tremendous amount of properties to them. Minerals and vitamins. Oddly enough, the cayenne pepper really fights inflammation. So that's kind of in a nutshell what I've been doing. And like I say, this is day 4 and just bumping along. And typically it takes about 48 hours to get into the fast. And then you don't really see a whole lot going on. It really starts cooking about day 6, around in there is when you really start to see a lot of results. But I have noticed my lymph nodes, if you feel under your neck, you'll feel like little lymph nodes above your Adam's apple. And they can get like little grapes in there. And with this fast, those will totally go down to where I can't even feel them anymore. So they're actually getting smaller now. Were smaller yesterday and a little bit smaller today. Your tongue will also get very carpeted and look pretty nasty. And then it starts to get pink around the edges as you start to get towards the end of the fasting. And it's kind of a barometer of when to break the fast. You kind of use your tongue as a way to kind of see how you're doing. So, but it's suggested to do it for at least 10 days. So if you only did it for like 2 days, I mean, it's just not enough to really get your body into that mode. So 10 days is the suggested. You can go up to 40 days. I've done 31 actually, the first time I did it. This is about my 6th time doing it. So what I've been doing in each show, we're just reading some out of this book, which is the Master Cleanser book that Stanley Burroughs wrote. And I'm just going to read little passages out of it. So this has kind of a short passage today. So I'll go ahead and read that and we'll talk a little bit more. I like to keep these relatively short, 10 or 15 minute long videos. So we're going to continue reading, and this is title of this little segment is called A Word About Epidemics and Germ-Caused Diseases. So pretty interesting considering the times we've been living in for close to 2 years. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this fast, get myself all tuned up for the winter flu season. So, all right, so we're going to read this. It's just real short, it's just 1 page. Throughout the history of man, there have been constant epidemics of many diseases. Little has been known or understood as to why these things happen. In earlier times, they were thought variously to be the work of the devil, punishment from God, or poisoning of the water supply by an enemy. Interesting. In recent times, it has been believed that these many diseases are contagious and that germs have spread them. This belief has created a monster as the medical field has steadily found stronger and more potent drugs, poisons, and antibiotics in their constant effort to destroy what they believe to be the cause. A large variety of vaccines and antitoxins have been developed because of the belief in a large variety of bacteria and viruses. Sound familiar? Always the belief is that we must kill these forms of life in order to keep us free from disease. Yet in spite of massive research, manufacturing, and wide use of these items, mankind still goes on suffering from an ever-increasing variety of disease and disorders with no let-up in sight. Disease, old age, and death are the result of accumulated poisons and congestions throughout the entire body. These toxins become crystallized and harden, settling around the joints, in the muscles, and throughout the billions of cells all over the body. It is presumed by orthodox medicine that we have perfectly healthy body until something, such as germs or viruses, comes along to destroy it, whereas actually the building material for the organs and the cells is defective and thus they are inferior or diseased. Lumps and growths are formed all over the body as storage spots for unusable and accumulated waste products, especially in the lymphatic glands. These accumulations depress and deteriorate in various degrees. I'm going to go ahead and keep on reading here. Causing degeneration and decay. The liver, spleen, colon, stomach, heart, and other organs, glands, and cells come in for their share of accumulations, thus impairing their natural action. These growths and lumps appear to us as forms of fungi, or fungi, depending on how you like to pronounce that. Their spread and growth is dependent on the unusable waste material throughout the body. As the deterioration continues, our growths increase in size to take care of the situation. Fungi absorb the poisons and try to take the inferior material from the organs. This is a part of nature's plan to rid the body of our diseases. When we stop feeding this fungi and cleanse our system, we stop their development and spread. Then they dissolve or break up and pass from the body. They will not feed on healthy tissue. There is a simple set of laws which explains this action. Nature never produces anything it does not need, and it never keeps anything it does not use. All unused material or waste is broken down by bacteria action into a form that can be used over again or eliminated from the body. All weak and deficient cells caused from improper nutrition will also be broken down and eliminated from the body. We spend a good portion of our lives accumulating these diseases, and we spend the rest of our lives attempting to get rid of them, or die in the effort. The incorrect understanding of the above truths has led uncivilized and civilized nations alike to search for some magic cure and all kinds of charms, witchcraft, and unlimited kinds of obnoxious poisons and drugs. In general, they are worse than useless because they cannot possibly eliminate the cause of any disease. They can only add more misery and suffering and shorten one's life still further. It has been reported in many books and magazine articles that many new diseases and disorders have been created by orthodox and hospital methods. As we continue to search for more and more magic cures, we become more and more involved with complicated varieties of disease. A simple understanding and action has always proved to be the best to eliminate our negative actions and reactions. Germs and viruses do not and cannot cause any of our diseases, so we have no need for finding various kinds of poisons to destroy them. In fact, man will never find a poison or group of poisons strong enough to destroy all the billions upon billions of these germs without destroying himself at the same time. These germs are our friends. There are no bad ones, and if given a chance, will break up and consume these large amounts of waste matter and assist us in the eliminating them from the body. These germs and and viruses exist in excess only when we provide a breeding ground in which they can multiply. Germs and viruses are in the body to help break down waste material and can do no harm to healthy tissue. Do you think that if an insignificant microscopic microbe can appear and make you sick when you were well and strong, then you have any possibility of getting strong enough to throw them off at any time thereafter? Do you think that any destructive poisons can make it possible for you to get well any faster? All diseases, regardless of their names, come within the understanding as only varied expressions of the one disease or toxemia. As noted earlier, we are constantly told that the medical researchers are about to make a big breakthrough and finally conquer all of our diseases. This breakthrough will never happen until their false approach to science is replaced by the natural science of the secret of life energy and its creative action within us. Through an open-minded approach to the truth about the life force or energy, we can know the underlying facts behind epidemics and eliminate their use. A little more tea there. Okay. Actually, it was eliminate their cause, not their use. Basically, all of our diseases are created by ourselves because we have never taken the time to discover the true foods meant for man's use. We can create healthy bodies by using the right foods and eliminating highly toxic and mucus-forming foods. As you learn more about nutrition, you will become aware of the many foods that cause excess mucus in our bodies and then realize that this condition becomes the breeding ground for all kinds of germs. We know that throughout nature, everything moves in cycles, constantly changing, constantly cleaning out the old and building the new. Consequently, as a person reaches the point of no return, the point where his accumulations have reached the limit of what the body can tolerate, then a rapid change takes place or he dies. The cycle has come to the point where a good house cleaning must be started, and one of nature's most effective methods is to start loosening and eliminating these poisons with bacteria action. As this action progresses, we become sick and feverish. Large amounts of mucus are eliminated. Diarrhea increases the discharge of waste material, and all of our resources go into action to clean us out as fast as possible to prevent these poisons from killing us. When this happens, do not panic and resort to the unnatural action of drugs and antibiotics, which can only defeat nature's laws. The drugs stop the natural changes by suppressing the cleansing action and stores the poisons in the body to cause future problems. If we know these danger signals and engage our abilities in their maximum effort, we can survive the ordeal and live a normal life until further accumulations trigger another life cycle, another life change. However, the logical procedure is to prevent these accumulations from forming in the first place. Then we have no need for the discomfort or the severe cleansing process. As the above conditions happen to more and more people at the same time, an epidemic is set in motion. Very often an epidemic occurs after holiday feasting. Even the very best of foods in excess can create problems. If only a sufficient amount of good food is consumed, a severe cleansing illness will not be required, as the normal operation of the body will then be adequate. Deficiencies do exist, primarily because of improper diet and improper assimilation. These deficiencies also produce toxins because of the deterioration of the cells. So we still have only one disease, and with one simple process we can eliminate all so-called diseases of whatever name. As we expel the disease-producing toxins from our body, we must also restore the deficiencies. Thus, a cleansing diet must also include proper material for building as the waste material is eliminated. There's still no other factor. Well, there's still one other factor involved to make the total process completely understandable. Since germs do not cause our disorders, there must be another logical reason for the triggering of an epidemic. This is a matter of simple vibration. The better the physical and mental condition a person is in, the higher becomes his vibration. But as he steadily becomes clogged with more and more waste matter, his vibrations go constantly downward until he is ready and in need of a change. If he then comes in contact with one or more who have already started the cleansing process, he picks up the vibration of change and all his functions are triggered into the same action. This can happen to any size group of people in similar condition, and then an epidemic is on its way. The person with a toxic-free body and undisturbed mind is the one unaffected by the epidemic. So I thought that was only one page, but I saw that it continued, so I just went ahead and continued reading there. So interesting stuff. You may not agree with everything that Stanley Burroughs is saying in this book, but it's good food for thought. There is a lot of science coming out now about vibrations. Our body vibrations, everything vibrates. The planet vibrates. So everything has that vibrational life in it. So that's why I talked about on an earlier episode about the vibrations in your intestinal tract just really calming down when you're doing the fast because you're not digesting anymore. So your intestines aren't undulating all the time. So anyway, I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up so don't make too long of a video. But you can check down in the description. I've got a link that actually goes to the Maple Valley Syrup website where they have the kits. And they have different size containers depending on how long you want to do the fast. And they come with everything. Basically, you see here, except the lemons in the container. And they have a different book. It's kind of an updated version of this. It's different. So that comes with it as well. So check that out. If you'd like, leave some comments down below. If you have any questions or things you'd like me to discuss, go ahead and share this video with people. And please subscribe too. As I say, I'm going to try and do this every day for the 20 days. So I got 16 days left. So I think that'll do it for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and finish my tea and hit the hay and see what kind of dreams I have tonight. Because I had mentioned that earlier. You have very vivid dreams on these fasts. And I had some vivid ones last night. So looking forward to that. So you go out there, have you a good day, and we will catch you next time on the continuing journey of the Master Cleanser Fast. And if you'd like to find out more information, just go to our website too. It's tuckersurvival.com. And we've got these videos up there as a page dedicated to it, and as well as some of the other shows we're putting out in our blogs and things. So again, that's tuckersurvival.com. And you be safe out there, and we will see you next time. You have a good one.
Survival Health is brought to you by Tucker Survival and produced by MBJ Media Services.